Leo, did you know that so much money is heading your way on October 25, 2025? This isn't just some feel-good prediction, it's a divine signal, a precise moment in time when the stars are aligning in your favor, and the universe is handing you a key. What you choose to do with it is up to you. But I'm here to make sure you don't walk past that golden door without noticing it. The very fact that you're watching this video right now is not an accident. It never is. You were drawn here for a reason. Maybe something in your life has been shifting lately, a strange restlessness, an urge for something more, or even an intuitive whisper that said, "Pay attention." That's because October 25th isn't just another Thursday. For Leo, it's a portal, a magnetic moment pulsing with energy, fortune, and breakthrough. The kind that doesn't show up often. The kind you've been unknowingly preparing for. And let me say this clearly, this message found you because you're ready for it. You might not feel fully prepared. You might have doubts, stress, bills to pay, responsibilities stacking up. But beneath all that, your soul has been rising, working in silence, holding on to faith even when your outer world looked like it wasn't moving. October 25th is the moment where what you've hoped for even quietly begins to show signs of life. There's something you need to know. The sun, your ruling planet, will be shining directly into the deepest, most transformative space in the zodiac that day. That's no small thing. It means old patterns around money, power, and self-worth are ready to shift, and not gradually, but decisively. You're not here to beg for blessings. You're here to remember that you are the blessing, and that wealth isn't just possible for you, it's promised. But only if you're willing to show up and claim it. And look, I get it, there are a million things fighting for your attention right now. But the truth is, messages like this don't just pop up unless something inside you is already awakening. You clicked this video because part of you, the part that still believes in purpose, in divine timing, in more, is ready to hear what's next. Before we dive in, let me just pause and thank you truly for being here. Your presence means more than you know. Every comment, every like, every subscriber. It doesn't just help this channel grow, it deepens our spiritual circle here at Eternal Mindfulness. Together, we're not just watching horoscopes. We're activating a movement of awareness, healing, and real alignment. And your energy makes that possible. So Leo, please don't just scroll through this. Stay with me to the end. Because what I'm about to share with you about October 25th is not only timely, it's going to shift how you see your life, your worth, and what you're truly capable of receiving. Take a breath. Feel your heart. And if something inside you resonates already, even just a flicker, let me know in the comments below. Say, "I'm ready for October 25th. That's not just a comment. That's a declaration. Are you ready? Then let's begin. There are certain days when the sky doesn't just shine, it speaks. And for you, Leo, October 25th, 2025, is one of those rare days. You're not simply moving through time, you're standing at the edge of a moment that has been quietly forming for years. This is what it feels like when the universe leans in and whispers, "You're ready." Not because life has been perfect or easy, but because something within you has endured long enough to receive what's coming. And what's coming is abundance in every sense of the word. The astrology of this day is not random. It's precise, powerful, and deeply personal to you. The sun, your ruling planet, is illuminating Scorpio, a sign known for deep transformation, hidden wealth, and rebirth. This placement stirs your internal landscape, pushing old fears about money, value, and self-worth to the surface, not to shame you, but to free you. You may start feeling certain desires that you've long buried, desires to finally be seen for your work, to break through financial ceilings, to own something that feels like it was meant for you all along. These feelings aren't delusions. They're instructions. What makes this alignment so magnetic is that the Sun isn't working alone. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is forming a favorable aspect, a trine to your Sun. In astrology, a trine is like a green light from the universe. It doesn't push or force. It opens. It says, "Come this way, you'll be supported." And when it comes to finances, career, and unexpected breakthroughs, this is the moment to listen and act. Opportunities may come that seem too good to be true, a message from someone with influence, a new stream of income, a contract you didn't chase but that suddenly lands in your inbox. The key is recognizing it for what it is, not luck, but alignment. Venus, the planet of beauty, magnetism, and personal value, is also making an elegant aspect to Uranus, the planet of surprise and innovation. When these two dance together, something delightful often arrives without warning. It could be a sudden sense of clarity about your next move, or a literal invitation, a job, an offer, a collaboration that changes everything. This kind of energy doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It rewards those who show up open. Think of it like this: if someone rang your doorbell with a gift, would you hesitate to answer, or would you meet it with curiosity and gratitude? Numbers 7 and 8 also echo through this day. In numerology, 7 is spiritual wisdom, the knowledge gained through internal struggle, reflection, and seeking. It's the part of you that's been trying to make sense of your path. And 8? That's material mastery, abundance, power, manifestation. Together, they represent a full cycle, the seed planted and the fruit born. You are not just reaching a new beginning, you're closing out an old chapter that no longer defines who you are. It's as if the soil beneath your feet has finally become fertile enough to grow what you've long prayed for, but it's your belief that waters it. If you've ever stood backstage full of potential, dressed in your best, waiting to walk onto the stage of your life, this is that moment. The curtain is lifting. You don't need to rehearse anymore. This isn't practice. The lights are on, and the audience, whether you can see them or not, is waiting for you to speak your truth, claim your worth, and show them what you're made of. You're not just another person hoping for something good to happen. You are a force. A presence. A light that was never meant to dim. What you do with October 25th will ripple through the rest of your year, maybe even your life. So don't underestimate it. Don't brush it off as another date on the calendar. Open yourself to possibility. Keep your eyes and heart wide open. Don't say no before you've even allowed the universe to say yes. And if you're already feeling a shift as you hear this, a flicker of excitement, a quiet knowing, then drop it in the comments right now. Say it aloud, claim it on paper, write it in the chat. I'm ready for my breakthrough on October 25th. Because this isn't just about watching the stars. This is about finally stepping into the spotlight they've been shining just for you. When we draw cards like the Ace of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Pentacles in one reading, especially on a day like October 25th, we're not just looking at a lucky spread. We're being invited into a much deeper conversation with life itself. These aren't just symbols from a deck. They are mirrors reflecting your current energetic alignment with the universe. And if you're Leo, watching this right now, it means this alignment is speaking directly to your path, one that's ready to blossom, not eventually, but now. The Ace of Pentacles is more than a promise of financial gain. It's a seed, one that's already been placed in your hands. The question is, do you recognize it? Because opportunities rarely come with neon signs. More often, they show up looking like responsibility, like a phone call you didn't expect, like an email sitting in your inbox that you almost didn't open. The ace is a symbol that you've earned a fresh start in the physical realm, whether that's through money, property, career, or even your own sense of stability. But like any seed, it only becomes something if you plant it, tend to it, and trust the process. What matters most is that you believe you're worthy of receiving it. Now, the Wheel of Fortune shifts the tone. This card doesn't ask permission. It turns when it's ready. The timing is cosmic, not logical. And that's exactly what makes it so powerful. If you felt stuck, stalled, or like life's been running in circles, this card is your nudge that the cycle is finally breaking open. But don't misunderstand. The wheel doesn't promise comfort. It promises movement. And movement, for those brave enough to ride it, is what leads to new landscapes, new income streams, new identities even. It whispers, get on board or get left behind. And if you're here, you already know which choice your soul wants to make. Then comes the Ten of Pentacles, the future card in this spread. The vision. The destination. This is wealth not as a wish, but as a structure. As legacy. It's what happens when seeds take root and fortune supports their growth. For some of you, it may mean an inheritance, or a new business becoming the foundation of your family's next generation. For others, it could be emotional wealth, being surrounded by support, safety, and respect. Either way, this card doesn't just suggest abundance, it points to sustainability, to long-term gain, to finally building a life that feels secure and grounded. Each of these cards belongs to earth and time. The pentacles are earth energy, the slow, steady builders of reality. They don't promise overnight miracles, but they do reward those who show up with patience, presence, and a plan. The wheel belongs to time, the great turning, the invisible force that no one controls but everyone must ride. Together, they tell a story of divine timing meeting material readiness. Of, when meeting, you're ready now. I know it can be hard to believe, especially if you've been through seasons of waiting, or worse, false starts. But this moment is different. Not because the world around you has changed overnight, but because your internal world is finally aligned with what you've been praying for. And that's where the shift always begins, not outside, but within. The truth is, we don't just attract what we want. We attract what we believe we deserve. And this reading is asking you, can you finally allow yourself to believe that you deserve all of this? So take a breath, place your hand over your heart, and say it out loud, not just as a wish, but as a declaration. I am ready to receive the blessings of October 25th. Write it down. Share it in the comments. Claim it in whatever way feels right to you. Because saying it isn't just about positive thinking, it's about stepping into energetic agreement with your own future. And from where I stand, the future looks very, very bright. Leo, when prosperity begins to approach, it rarely knocks on the door in the way you expect. Sometimes it doesn't look like a paycheck or a jackpot. Sometimes it looks like movement, small ripples in your everyday life that hint at something bigger forming under the surface. That's why it's so important to pay attention now. The universe doesn't shout, it whispers. And those whispers often show up as the unexpected: a message, a call, a sudden idea, or even a feeling you can't quite name. You might notice little things shifting around you. An old client reappears. A refund you forgot about suddenly clears. Someone recommends your work without you asking. Maybe you've been feeling drawn to reorganize your finances or even change your space. That's not random either. These are early tremors of abundance. They're signs that your energetic frequency is rising to meet the vibration of wealth. It's as if the soil beneath you has started to hum, preparing itself for the harvest that's already on its way. One of the clearest signals of this energy is the return of opportunity. It might come as a meeting invitation, an unexpected job interview, or even an offer that feels too good to be true. Pay attention. These moments don't happen when life is random, they happen when something within you has shifted enough for doors to reopen. Maybe a connection that went cold months ago suddenly warms again, or someone with influence remembers your name. When doors that once closed start cracking open, it means your energy has changed. You're not chasing, you're attracting. Think of it like this: imagine a well buried under years of dust and forgotten debris. You've been walking past it for so long, believing it had run dry. But now, almost imperceptibly, the dust has started to clear. You hear the faintest sound of water rising again. That's what this season feels like for you, Leo. It's not about luck falling from the sky, it's about something that's always been yours resurfacing after a long silence. The treasure hasn't disappeared, it was simply waiting for you to become the kind of person who could hold it without losing yourself in it. Emotionally, you may already feel it. Your heartbeat quickens when you think about October 25th. It's not anxiety, it's recognition. Your body knows before your mind does that something is aligning. Maybe you've noticed your sleep feels different, your dreams more vivid, or your mood strangely hopeful even when there's no visible reason for it. That's the vibration of readiness. The physical sensations are your soul's way of saying, I'm preparing for what I asked for. Still, awareness alone isn't enough. This is your time to act with quiet confidence. If you get a nudge to reach out to someone, do it. If you feel inspired to start a project, don't wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is already unfolding. This is how abundance works, it responds to faith expressed through action. You don't need to control how it comes, only to say yes when it does. And if lately you've felt something unusual, a spark, a shift, a restless energy in your chest, don't dismiss it. Share it. Write it down. Let it be seen. Tell me in the comments what's been stirring in you. Because when you name it, you give it form. Maybe your hands have been tingling, maybe your mind's been racing with ideas, or maybe you've just felt a quiet pull towards something new. Whatever it is, that's not coincidence. That's your signal. That's your wealth waking up. If you've made it this far, Leo, you already know that something big is in motion. But here's the truth most people overlook: energy without direction is just noise. If you want to receive the financial shift that October 25th is preparing for you, it's not enough to feel hopeful. You have to prepare your space, internal and external, for the thing you say you want. Abundance isn't just a concept. It's a visitor. And like any sacred guest, it needs a clear path to arrive. That's where intention comes in, not just the kind you think about in passing, but the kind you write down, speak out loud, and structure your days around. Every morning, grab a journal, yes, a real one, not the notes app on your phone, and write one clear sentence. I am ready to receive _____ amount on October 25th. Fill in the number that feels bold but true. Don't just pick something random. Choose a number that makes your stomach flutter a little, but your heart whisper yes. Then close your eyes for 60 seconds and feel what it would be like to actually receive it. Not hope for it, have it. That feeling? That's the magnetic field. That's what the law of attraction responds to. Not begging. Not wishing. But alignment. Now, let's talk environment. If money were a person, would it want to enter your space right now? Would it feel welcomed, respected, appreciated, or would it feel like an afterthought? Decluttering is not just about tidiness. It's an energetic reset. Clear off your workspace. Delete the 97 unread promotional emails. Clean your fridge, your wallet, even your digital files. You don't need to go full minimalist, but you do need to tell the universe, I make room for more. Do this not from pressure, but from love. From readiness. From knowing something's coming and you want to be the kind of person who's ready to hold it well. Start your day with stillness. Just 3 deep breaths before you reach for your phone. Put your hand on your chest and say it out loud, I open my heart to receive prosperity. That moment of quiet intention has more power than 10 hours of frantic effort. Because energy doesn't respond to how hard you try, it responds to how aligned you are with what you believe you deserve. Of course, intention without action is just a daydream. The universe meets you halfway, but you've got to walk your part of the path. That means sending the application. Following up on the lead. Booking the meeting. Or simply showing up to that event you almost talked yourself out of. You never know which moment contains your yes. Your only job is to stay available to it. Let people know you're open. Say yes to that opportunity, even if it scares you a little. Especially if it does. Don't forget your body in this process. Your physical state is the container for everything you want to hold. Keep it supported. Avoid overstimulation this week. Too much caffeine scatters the energy you're trying to build. Stay hydrated. Nourish your system with foods that activate your solar plexus and heart chakras. Think warm yellows and vibrant greens. Pineapple. Avocado. Lemongrass tea. Simple movements in the morning, a walk, some stretching, even dancing will help shake loose the blocks and get your energy flowing again. And if you take only one thing from all of this, let it be this: action is prayer in motion. You don't need to convince the universe you're worthy. You just need to show it in how you think, how you speak, and how you show up. That's how energy works. It follows your lead. So today, do one thing that tells the universe, I'm ready. Write the number. Clean the drawer. Open the email. Drink the water. Say the words. Every small step is an invitation. And trust me, Leo, abundance has been waiting for yours. By now, Leo, you've probably started to feel it, that quiet pull towards something more. And if part of you is wondering why the momentum hasn't fully arrived yet, let me offer you this: abundance never shows up without testing your capacity to hold it. That test rarely looks like an obvious choice. It shows up as doubt, as fear, as discomfort in the waiting. But it's in those moments, the ones that stretch your patience, question your confidence, or demand a leap into uncertainty, that the universe is asking, not, are you lucky, but, are you ready? The truth is, stepping into light isn't always graceful. It can feel raw, even awkward. You might feel like you're leaving behind the identity you've known, one that's become comfortable, even if it's no longer true. The part of you that's used to working hard for everything might have a hard time believing that something good can come with ease. That's okay. It's normal. But growth asks us to loosen our grip on struggle, so we can receive something better. Every breakthrough, financial, personal, emotional, carries a risk. Not just of failure, but of transformation. Of no longer fitting in the boxes that once held you. Of becoming someone you once only imagined. That's not small work. It requires courage. The kind of courage that Steve Jobs had when he got fired from the very company he built, only to return and change the face of technology forever. The kind Oprah had when every sign said she wouldn't make it on TV and she did anyway. The kind J.K. Rowling had when rejection after rejection landed at her feet, but she kept writing. These people weren't chosen because they had better timing or better luck. They were chosen because they didn't walk away when things got quiet or hard or uncertain. They kept showing up. And eventually, the world met them there. You don't have to be a global icon to live out that same pattern. You just have to say yes again and again, even when it's scary. Even when you don't know exactly how it's all going to work. Life doesn't ask you to have it all figured out. It just asks that you stay open enough to be surprised. You might be facing something right now that looks like resistance, a delayed answer, a financial wobble, a conversation you're dreading. That's not a sign to turn back. It's a sign that you're on the edge of something important. The closer you get to your next chapter, the louder your old fears will become. That's the final gate. Walk through it anyway. Remember, you can't step fully into the light while still clinging to the dark. There's no safe way to grow. There's only surrender. And if that word feels too big, try this: presence. One breath. One brave decision. One honest conversation. That's how real wealth begins, not just the kind in your bank account, but the kind in your spirit. The universe isn't looking for perfect. It's looking for willing. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to not let fear lead the way. You have to be bold enough to believe that maybe, just maybe, the good thing that's coming is meant for you after all. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to prove yourself. You just have to be the kind of person who will say yes when the door opens. So, Leo, let me ask you this. What would it look like to stop being afraid of your own blessings? What would it feel like to walk towards success with open arms instead of waiting for the other shoe to drop? If you're ready to shift that story, start now. Write it. Speak it. Say it out loud in the comments if you have to. I'm not afraid of my own good fortune anymore. Because sometimes the most radical thing we can do is accept what we've already earned. Leo, you've made it through this journey not just to the end of a video, but to a deeper understanding of your own timing, your energy, and your ability to shape what comes next. Everything we've walked through together, from the alignment of the stars, to the powerful symbols in your tarot reading, to the actions you can take today has been pointing you back to one truth. You are not waiting on fate. Fate is waiting on you. October 25th isn't just a date on the calendar, it's a mirror, reflecting what you're willing to believe about your own worth. It's the moment you get to stop asking for permission and start stepping into the version of yourself who knows how to hold success, how to accept money without guilt, how to shine without shrinking. That moment isn't coming. It's already here. You've been given a roadmap. The stars have spoken, the cards have confirmed, and your intuition, that quiet, steady voice inside, has likely been nudging you all along. The next step is not in the sky. It's not even in the cards. It's in your hands. Your willingness to write that number in your journal. To clean your space. To show up when it would be easier to delay. To say yes to a door that might terrify you and walk through it anyway. But don't do it alone. You're not just a sign. You're part of something larger. A community. A conversation that lives and breathes through each of us choosing to believe in something greater, then acting on that belief. That's what we're building here at Eternal Mindfulness, a space for the brave, for the open-hearted, for those ready to claim not only healing, but abundance. And if you're still watching, I already know you belong. Let me ask you something real. What if you stopped rehearsing for a life you've already earned? What if October 25th isn't about hoping anymore, but about receiving? And what would happen if you stopped treating your dreams like they're too much, or too far away, or for someone else? If that question stirred something in you, don't let it sit in silence. Say it out loud. Drop it in the comments. Let the energy circulate through more than just your mind. Right, I'm ready for my blessing on October 25th. Not because it's magic, but because you are the signal. You're the one the universe has been waiting for. And if this message found you at just the right time, like a whisper you didn't know you needed, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. For your energy. For your belief, even when it wavers. Every like, every comment, every share you offer here helps this family grow. It helps this space stay sacred and expansive. And it tells the universe, I'm paying attention. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. Subscribe to Eternal Mindfulness so you don't miss the next divine message sent your way. And share this with someone who might need a reminder that they're not behind, they're just about to bloom. This is your turning point, Leo. Let it begin.